Hey everybody, it's Dick here. Today I'm riding the 2018 Honda CRF250 Rally. I've had my eye on this bike for a while, and I'm glad to get a chance alone with it. It's a definite off-road bike, and I don't have a lot of experience with off-road bikes, but I'm tempted. I just bought a engine guard for my GS, and I'm really surprised to see that the one on this bike is plastic. There's also plastic guards in front of the shocks here. I'm not sure how much protection that's going to offer, but at least against debris and dust, I guess it'll be fine. Just don't bash anything underneath there. I really like the cartoon-esque headlamps. They have this kind of Wile E. Coyote or Roadrunner look to them, and I'm really drawn to them. The bike is solidly built, even though there's lots of plastic. I don't seem to mind it as much as I would on other bikes. I like the efficiency and the usability and the utilitarian nature of the design in the cockpit. When I see this much plastic on a motorcycle, I feel like it's trying to conceal a lot of the mistakes that happen underneath. But I feel like these panels, although they're slick, really complement the bike, and you can see the structure of this bike underneath, and it looks solid. The first thing I'm going to do, as I'm doing with all these small displacement bikes, is to bring them out on multi-lane roads and see what it's like at speed. The pickup's good. It sounds a bit wimpy, but it's not performing the way it sounds. It's a little buzzy, but it gets up to speed at good intervals. Oop. Stupid Honda placement for indicators. I'm sitting up high. The suspension is really long. The front suspension forks are really high, so I don't have that false height that those kind of ram handlebars on those smaller displacement bikes put on to make you feel like you're big. This is a very low profile handlebar, and I'm sitting like I feel like I'm sitting on the bike proper, that I'm not being tricked in any way. Those fairings that go out to the front beak are very narrow, and they're not trying to fake anything either. So it's all very utilitarian. Brakes are nice. The supple suspension doesn't dip as much as the bigger Africa Twin. I wouldn't like to have a gear indicator though. Little wider than I thought trying to filter. That was weird. Gets up to speed, staying with traffic. I don't feel vulnerable in the traffic. The gearing is a little short though. I feel like I'm shifting very quickly, and I'm very quickly into 5th and 6th gear. The levers are incredibly short as well, which harkens to its off-road design. Usually short levers feel really heavy. These are nice and light. I like the height of the windshield. I like the reinforced windshield. I like the height of the indicators and the display. Again, these wind busters, these wind guards seem very flimsy. There's a lot of people who buy these dual sports and off-road oriented bikes for city commuters, and I don't think this is a city commuter. This would not suit well as a city commuter. The gearing isn't right. The handlebars are wider than you'd expect on a city bike as well, so filtering is a bit more complicated than you would expect. It's really nimble. Surprisingly, the handlebars don't buzz as much as the Africa Twin. I'm about 4,000 RPMs, which is where I think it's comfortable. The engine seems really comfortable at 4,000 RPMs. When you get up over 5,000 RPMs, it starts to buzz a little in the handlebars. It sounds like the engine is really spinning faster than it wants to. That short clutch lever, I can get about 3 fingers on it. That 4th finger keeps slipping off. You can turn the ABS off at the rear wheel, which again, it being a off-road bike, is pretty essential. Doesn't really feel like a 250. It feels a bit more like a 400. The seat's firm but not uncomfortable. Like I said, there is vibration right around 5,000 RPMs down below. Could be putting my butt to sleep. I don't know what the seat options are on this. Really easy to get up onto the pegs, really comfortable. You don't feel like you're making any effort. And you don't have far to go. A lot easier to feather this clutch than the Africa Twins clutch. Hey, there's some deer. Hi, deer. Wow, it's a big buck. Let's see, come on. Yeah, that'll do. Holy cow. That's a nice 250. I was in 4th gear. 60 miles an hour, 5,500 RPMs in 4th gear. This bike has the extra gearing for that top speed. Some of these other smaller displacement bikes, the kind of smaller versions of their marquee bikes for the bigger brands, they look like the bike, but they're underpowered and the gearing is wrong. They need like 8 gears instead of 6 gears. The fact that I could accelerate as quickly as I could and still had 2 more gears to go, being up at 60 miles an hour, that's a testament, isn't it? And again, these speed bumps, just an excuse to stand up. Love that. And again, I'm up. That's fun. Generally, I'm of the mind to be let down by Hondas. I don't know why. But this bike is inspiring. I know the model number usually has the displacement, but the 250 on this makes it feel like you're underselling it. Maybe keep that to yourself, Honda. CRF Rally. Only tell people it's 250 if they ask.